Welcome to Jason in the Kitchen. Today we're going to be making one of my favorites, chicken and dumplings. This one comes from Tyler Florence, so let's get started. Alright, to make our stock for our chicken and dumplings, I've got 4 chicken hindquarters in the pot. You can use a whole chicken if you'd like. I've got a whole head of garlic that I split in half. And I've got some sprigs of thyme, about 5. Got 2 tablespoons of salt. Got a few peppercorns, roughly 5, don't really count. And I've got 2 bay leaves. So what I'm going to do is put all this together in the pot. I'm going to cover the pot with water. And I'm going to put it on the heat, medium-high heat. And I'll be back. Alright, everything's in the pot. I've covered the chicken with water. And now we're going to bring this to a boil. Then I'm going to turn it down to a simmer, and it's going to simmer for about an hour. And as I need to clean the top, to skim off the scum on the top, I'm going to do that as well. Alright, for the dumpling batter, I've whisked together 2 large eggs and 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. 3/4 of a cup to a cup is what you're going to need. So it's probably a little over 3/4 of a cup that I've whisked into here. And then I'm going to sift together 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. I'm using fine sea salt here. So just whisk that together. And then we're going to add the liquid to the dry. Mix that together, and that's going to be our dumpling batter. Alright, so we're going to pour our egg and buttermilk mixture here into our dry ingredients. Make sure you get all of that out of there as much as you can. Yep. I'm just going to stir this together. Should look like a cake batter. Okay, make sure you scrape the sides and get all that mixed together really good. So this is what we got here. We got a thick kind of cake battery thing here. Still wet, looks like a very wet dough, and that's what you're looking for. You want it very moist like that. And now we have that ready to go for our chicken and dumplings. This is our dumpling batter. All right, our stock has come up to a boil, so I'm going to turn down the heat to a simmer. And I'm going to skim off this foam, or scum as it's called, off the top. Get a little bit of that fat. Just want to clean it up. Make sure you get everything back down into the water. Then we're going to let this simmer for about an hour until the chicken is ready. And then we're going to strain it. We're going to cool off our chicken, and we're going to shred the meat. Alright, I've got my chicken shredded and the stock has been strained until we're ready to use it. We just need to make our sauce now and with our veggies, and we'll be ready to put our dumplings in there and put it all together. Just want to show you the chicken It's shredded, but it's not in small pieces, more like in chunks. It's not a fine shred like I would do for an enchilada or tortilla soup or something. So this has got some heft to it on the meat. Alright, to make our sauce, I've got 2 celery diced, 2 carrot diced, I've got 2 bay leaves, I've got a 1/4 cup of flour, I've got a couple cloves of garlic that I've put through a garlic press, I've got a cup of peas, and a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Alright, so I've got my Dutch oven on medium-high heat. I've got 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. You can use whatever other kind of oil you want. And then I've got my 6 cups of chicken stock that we made earlier. I've got that heating up in the back as well. So to my Dutch oven, I'm going to add the celery, carrot, and the bay leaf. You can add some onion if you want, or you can add those frozen pearl onions, but I'm going to leave the onion out of this one. We want to cook this for about 5 minutes until the vegetables are soft. Alright, so I come back to our veggies that we're sauteing here in the oil, and I had to remove them because I was washing dishes at the time and I took too long and some of the veggies burnt. So I've took those out with a slotted spoon. So I still have our oil here in the pan. I'm going to go ahead and add our flour. I'm going to stir that in. You know, we still got a salvage dinner, right? So can't let a few burned vegetables get in our way. Alright, so this flour is thickening up. We're going to let this cook for a couple minutes. Cook out the flour, and then we're going to add our stock to the pan. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and switch to a whisk. We're going to start ladling in this chicken broth. Because it's hot, it's going to thicken right away. Alright, we'll see how that works. We need this to thicken up. I'm going to go ahead and add my frozen peas. Then we're going to add the garlic. Now remember, our stock is very seasoned with salt, so we're not going to need to add any salt to this. We'll taste it at the end, but it should have enough salt in your stock to where you won't have to add any. But we will have to add some pepper at the end. Alright, So we're gonna let this cook and we're gonna let it thicken up a little bit, and we'll be back. All right, this has been simmering for a while now. We're gonna go ahead and add our heavy cream. And we're gonna stir that in. Now we're going to add our chicken. All right, it's starting to look good. There's a lot of meat in here. Okay, just want to break up that chicken. Make sure it's all mixed together. Now, I mean, you can always add more stock if you need to. I added a little bit more stock before I added the cream. Now we're going to add our dumplings. So you can use a couple large spoons, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a disher or a scoop. It's about the same size, and I'm going to just scoop these and drop these in here. Like that. Make sure you space them out a little bit. These are going to absorb a lot of the liquid, and these are going to puff up. I always prefer these kind of dumplings to the flat dumplings. So this is why I make this kind of chicken and dumplings. If you like the flat dumplings, you can make the flat dumplings. You can put chive in these dumplings if you want to. I didn't have any chive, so I left them out. And pretty much just use what you have, or you can alter the recipes to how you like them. Just use the recipes as a guide. So, plus you never know what's going to happen. Things happen while you cook sometimes, especially if you're not paying attention, but you still gotta be able to salvage dinner. So you gotta figure out a way to still make it happen, change plans sometimes. All right, all of our dumplings are in. I'm gonna go ahead and put a lid on this, and we're gonna let this simmer for 10 or 15 minutes. Until those are puffed up and cooked, and then we'll be ready to serve. All right, let's take a look here and see what we have. All right, look at those dumplings, they puffed up nice. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat. I'm gonna serve this up. Oh, look at that, doesn't that look good? Lots of dumplings for me. Alright. Let me get some for Jason here. Most of the broth. Hopefully not too many piggies for him. He'll be happy that the carrots and celery burned. All right. That's not filling once it is, so she might be eating. That one's chicken. Alright, so here's our chicken and dumplings. I'm going to just top each one off with some cracked pepper. Some chive would go nice with this. I don't have chives, so I'm going to put some Italian parsley on top. And there you have it, chicken and dumplings. It's time to eat. We're going to eat this tonight. It's going to be good. If you find value in these videos, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Get in here real quick. Get some of this dumpling. Oh yeah. Chicken. It's gonna be hot. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Really good.